Hello everyone. This presentation on pollution impacting wildlife is hosted by UGAIN, the University of Guelph Animal Interest Network. So, pollution is a fast, human-induced environmental change. There are 5 different types of pollution: air, water, noise, soil, and radioactive pollution. Today, I will be talking about some of the effects from each type of pollution on wildlife and some of the ways we can mitigate this situation. Air pollution is a mixture of solid particles and gas in the air from all of our and the environment activities. However, since humans produce an excess amount of particles from the burning of fossil fuels and other activities, this can impact the respiratory system of many wildlife and humans. Light pollution is a type of air pollution caused by artificial light at night. This can be particularly impactful on seasonal animals that use light as an external regulator for feeding and mating. Light pollution has been shown to affect songbirds by reducing their sleep time and melatonin levels and advancing their dawn song. It's hypothesized that the earlier the song, the attractiveness of the male to a female decreases, which can then alter mate choices. Light pollution has also been demonstrated to impact mice by reducing their sleep and melatonin levels and altering their development of reproductive organs, which can affect their fertility and reproduction in the future. Water pollution is any contamination of a body of water, usually from unnatural human activities. For example, oil spills can cause severe damage to marine wildlife. The oil can coat the feathers of marine birds and the fur of marine mammals, impacting their waterproofing ability. This can lead to hypothermia or death. Additionally, if an animal attempts to clean themselves and ingest the oil, this can lead to further complications. Improper plastic disposal also contributes to the water pollution as it floats within the oceans, lakes, and shorelines. Many small pieces of plastic look similar to food for wildlife, such as microplastics that resemble phytoplankton eaten by fish and cetaceans, and bottle caps also look like food to birds. These ingested plastics can lead to smaller stomach capacity, impact growth, cause internal injuries, and create intestinal blockage. It's also very common for plastic rings or malleable plastic to get caught around an animal's neck, leg, arm, or wing. This can lead to suffocation, cut off their circulation, or may even cause death. Young seals, for example, are curious and like to play in the plastic, which can constrict their body size as they grow, leading to deformities or health issues for the rest of their life. Ingested plastic and tar have also been shown to be the primary cause of stress and abnormal cause of death in wildlife. Plastic bags in water resemble jellyfish, the sea turtle's main source of food, which causes them to accidentally ingest plastic bags. Once ingested, these plastic bags can prevent passage of food, ultimately leading to death. Hard plastics are also hypothesized to contribute to the accumulating invasive species in novel territory. These plastics provide an alternative for invasive species such as barnacles, mollusks, and algae to attach to. This introduces invasive species which can impact the native species of the area, potentially leading to an imbalance in the ecosystem. Noise pollution is any environmental sound, but with the new human development, we contribute a lot of excess noise into our environment. Noise pollution has been shown to increase stress and affect cardiovascular health in animals. In birds, the extra noise affects their songs, mate choice, increases vigilance, which is linked to higher stress, and reduces their learning ability. In tree frogs, noise pollution increases their stress hormone levels and impacts their immune system, making them more susceptible to disease. Similar to birds, noise pollution was shown to impact the vocal communication between frogs, altering their mate choice as well. Soil pollution is any pollutant, for example chemicals, present in the soil. Neonicotinoids are insecticides commonly used in agriculture that are toxic to many bird species and fish, so any high levels used can have a serious damage on the surrounding ecosystem and wildlife. Their effects on other wildlife include genetic genetic and cell damage, impairing immune function, reducing growth, impairing reproductive performance, and even death. Radioactive substances released into the environment cause radioactive pollution. Radioactive pollution impacts the host pathogen dynamic by affecting one or more or both of the organisms. If either the host or pathogen is impacted alone, then this may benefit or hinder the other, affecting their equilibrium either way. Even if a single exposure to a low amount of radiation can cause small mammals to be more prone to infectious diseases. This is from the impact of radiation has on the immune system, effectively decreasing the animal's ability to fight off infection, thus also increasing their mortality rate. Fish have been demonstrated to show similar effects from radiation as mammals, but seem to be more resistant to low levels of radiation. Insect larvae seem to be the most affected by radiation than other invertebrates. Phone lines and towers also emit electromagnetic waves for long durations at low levels. This radiation can impact the nervous system of wildlife by altering the blood-brain barrier, disrupting the circadian rhythm, altering heart rate and blood pressure, impairing their immune response, impacting fertility and nest building, and can create developmental issues. So what are we doing now? While the effects of COVID-19 on the environment were not intended, they demonstrate how we can make a serious impact on our environment and quickly. With many countries on lockdown, the human activity contributing to pollution has greatly decreased. This has led to cleaner air, cleaner water, less noise pollution, and mostly undisturbed wildlife. This is something that we should really take into account when things start going back to normal post the pandemic. There are currently private organizations that are working to clean the water pollution in many lakes and oceans. However, this work is very limited and is also very costly. Many technologies have also been produced, such as radioactive frequency identification tags to track plastic in the oceans. This is so we can determine the areas most affected by plastic pollution so we can target and prioritize these areas. Drones are also being developed to collect plastic, but these fields receive very little funding, which makes it difficult to create large-scale help. Finally, recycling is a big part of our daily routine to help reduce the amount of pollution we contribute to the environment. So, some discussion questions to get you thinking a bit more on this topic. How would you suggest getting countries involved? Are there things people can do on an individual level to reduce the amount of pollution affecting wildlife? What can we take away from COVID-19 and the environment? What other ways could we reduce the pollution we create? And here's some of the references I used to create this presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and please come join us on our weekly discussions, in which has a different topic every single week, and they're really fun, and animal lovers come together and discuss some issues and it's really fun. I hope to see you there.